for some reason. Right, and we're live. It is EuroScrum, and Sam and Yara and David in the house. Let's go to screen share and start. Yes, David, how are things with you?
Oh, good, thanks. Barry and I paired after the last scrum on finishing off the map push pins, and her next plan is to go turn that into a pull request.
Great, awesome.
It's looking very, very good. Yeah, we hit the same bug that you and I hit. That if you're creating stuff by hand in the database and you don't get the association. The database doesn't tell you, and the validation doesn't tell you, and then the app crashes.
Yeah.
So it'd be kind of nice to fix that, even though we'll never hit harm a real user.
But yeah, we've got a refactoring that we need of the volunteer op element, and that's gonna. I think that's gonna. We basically haven't got any validations in there at present at all, and so we've got information from the user from the client about what are the requirements. So I think we can do that as part of that refactoring.
All right. Yes. Good. There's a whole extra fields and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. And the only other thing is I put in a pull request on local support for the tiny tweaks I did to the Vagrant file.
Oh, okay. Right. Yeah. Maybe I can
just. Talked about before.
Okay. Yeah. So, and are you available for pairing now?
I am, and I've got no blocks.
Show. Excellent. All right. Well, I'll have a look at that later, I guess. Although that looks pretty solid. I guess I should run a test first. But anyway, yes, Yara, how are things with you?
Things are going well. I have polished a pull request for manual restart and link update stuff, and Brian has merged that. It is now developed.
Oh, cool.
Ready for testing.
Excellent.
I have also finished the story on implementing the single sign-on for Discuss. So now anybody who is logged in to website 1 doesn't have to log in into Discuss.
Excellent.
And a side effect of that all the comments actually stay within website 1, and we don't share the comments with all the other Discuss forums.
Okay.
That's sort of a nice bonus to it.
Okay. Cool.
That's about it. And I've finished reading about Bootstrap, so I will have a nice sort of UI refactoring of this Hangouts feature.
Right. Excellent. Yes. No, so this is a huge improvement. So this is, as we looked at before, basically, I guess the thing here is that this, right, so click to join the Hangout updated 7 days ago. Yes, we've got that information. That's so edit out manually, click to restart the Hangout. Yeah. Okay, it's definitely an improvement. As I say, yeah, we can take some more passes on this. I think the schedule thing needs to be sorted. Anyway, but great, fantastic.
Yeah, that's what I was planning to do over the weekend, because now I sort of getting a hang of those Bootstrap classes, so I'll try to make it look nicer.
Great stuff. Yes. Oh, and see if you can do it in open pairing sessions if you can, or even if you're soloing, do post the old links, because we'd love to get more others involved. I mean, you're doing fantastic work, but I think I want to get.
I was trying to involve Jonas as much as possible. In fact, he's done quite a few commits on the Hangouts.
No, that's really fun with that.
Yeah, although he wasn't available yesterday, he was preparing for an
interview. Good job interview. Yeah, sure, cool. All right. Are you available for pairing now?
In an hour. After 12 o'clock UTC, I'll be available for pairing.
Okay, you've got another hour. All right. Cool beans. So we've got, there's me. Oh, look, it says co-founder in there now. Right. Oh, that's on the developing. Maybe is that not on the live server? So, yeah, so yesterday after the Scrum, I spent an hour and a half pairing with pool and autograders. We started in a bit of a new direction. So we basically, we're moving. I basically, after having given a big high-level overview, I think we decided to move towards a model where we have each homework in a separate repo, and doing their own thing in isolation, trying to reduce the overall complexity. I think trying to run the continuous integration on a single repo containing all the homework is just too crazy complicated to really make progress with. So we've actually gone with a private repo on Bitbucket, and we were setting up Drone.io on that, although then Drone.io as a CI server was encountering some of the same issues, but basically I put a request into Armando to say, look, can we get some more private repos from GitHub and basically have a separate private repo that will contain the solution for each homework. Anyway, so I think that's going to be a more sensible approach in the long run. We'll see what Armando says. Yeah, and then I am in Makers, and it's time to pair with Maker students. And yeah, I guess that's about everything. I haven't checked to see whether PayPal is now approving my requests for stuff. But I'll at the latest check in on that on next Tuesday. Oh, no, I have to check my password. But anyway, yeah, I think that's it from me. Yeah. Anything else for the group for any of us?
By the way, Sam, did that vagrant with Travis recipes work out?
It did work. It did work.
Did you notice, by the way, was the Ubuntu image downloaded by the recipes, or did you have to download it yourself?
It was downloaded. I didn't have to do it myself. It was downloaded when I just ran Vagrant up.
All right, excellent, cool.
Yeah, and it all worked just fine, which is a good thing. I guess I just, one sort of approach might have been to, go with that and then try and get the EC2 graders using those chef recipes and this, that, and the other. But I guess, yeah, I don't know. It just felt like the problem with, with having the homeworks all being tested in one single repository is that, at any given time we're working on a single homework and trying to make changes to it, and it just, because we were basically testing all the homeworks whenever we wanted to actually test that changes to an individual homework are okay, it just slows the whole cycle down. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, exactly.
Even though I think maybe with the combination of that new box and this, that, and the other, and maybe starting using chef scripts, we could make it all work. I think that the progress overall would just tend to continue to be slow. So I'm kind of going for I don't know. We'll see. I mean, if Armando says no, we can't have the private boxes, and then we're stuck with Drone.io. But I think in particular what we can be doing is if we have separate repo, like the thing that I was avoiding before was when we had a big consolidated homework repo, I was trying to avoid the root gem file being crowded with all of the different code dependencies, all of the gem dependencies from all of the different homeworks. But now if we have all of the homework CI checking in their own private repos, then we can kind of pull those into the root gem file, because the whole thing will be specific for just checking that one homework. And I think that will just, it'll make a simpler solution available to us that's going to be more robust in the long run.
It would, yeah, I agree completely. By the way, what happens to the...
In the end, each grader will be separate. We'll only manage one homework.
No, I mean, I think that the final grader can still have multiple homeworks, but I think that the CI for each individual homework would be separate and running on a separate repository is the idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then maybe a final build to pull them all together.
Yeah, and I think that the final build to pull them all together would be something that would be specific to the RAG repo, and that we would then, we would run that independently, and it would be run as part of the deployment of the actual grader itself. Sorry, Yaro, what were you going to say?
Yeah, I want to ask, what happened to the link to the Scrum this morning?
It seems like the website one connection thing crashed. Like when I was loading the Hangout, it kind of got screwed up. I had to hit reload. I had superficially thought that the Scrum notification thing had updated, but actually that was the EuroScrum, and basically, so it failed to connect back to the Scrum notification. I don't know. Yeah, something. So this underlines the need for the manual update as well. Is that sometimes these things, for whatever reason, will fail, and we need the backup mechanism.
Another thing is, if we go to events page on website 1, I couldn't find this Scrum on the events page. It seems to be hidden. I can only see the next Scrum, which is at.
Yeah, well, the problem is what happens is that this shows only things that are happening in the future. So so the EuroScrum here.
Should we fix it then and show the current Scrum as well?
Yeah, I mean that was so we fixed it. The place you can always find it is and here I guess we've gone over. I think it's supposed to. It should have been saying for the first 15 minutes. You can always go to the front page.
Yeah,
the front
we're 16 minutes in. That's why.
Yeah, which means I need to finish as well. But yes, certainly the events page could be adjusted. I mean, it's a bit ridiculous that currently running scrums are not. It should only remove it once we've got to 15 minutes in.
Okay.
So do file a ticket for that. All right, I've got to move on. I've got time to pair with Maker students, so I'll catch you guys maybe at the Atlantic Scrum.
Right. Yeah. Do that.
All right. Bye for now.
Bye.